Yeah, you're back in it. That's right. Red light, red light rush with your man kShaun, memesIT.com. This is a pre-show to the show. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. Hope that you'll join us. Right now it's 76 degrees and traffic is traffic. It's looking good actually if you're traveling in and out of state. If you're on 40 headed east, look out on your side of the highway. It's going to slow down. There's something going on down there. We'll get into that and more later on in the Red Light Rush with your man, kShaun, Memes IT, Black Eye IT Productions. Thank you for joining us. It's Friday. All right. You made it. You made it. And that's my man, DMX, right there. I copped that. We copped that. We got it right here. This is us, the original. And just so, hold on. Stop the press. Stop the press. Word up. Right now, if you know DMX and you know he's going through some stuff and he's just going through stuff like the rest of us, tell him that if he needs to get his head straight, come out west for a little while and just chill. The door is open. Just shout us out. Give us a call. Drop us a line. Just want to extend that invitation again. Once again to a very important icon in music and I dare say culture all around the world. Mr. DMX was able to do that through a lot of contracts, deadlines, and commitments. And if you don't know about that, be grateful because you have a thing that's really close to you. That's just exactly how it could happen right there. That's the rose breaks down and then who are you? You have to start all over. But we playing our man up in here right now. We playing our mans in them, DMX and the whole crew, Rough Riders, still keeping it safe, still keeping it live, popping and fresh for you. So big ups to them. A lot of good music. We think it's great. You say, hey, you want some real hard bumping, banging, sounds for your party. Just download it, iTunes, get whatever, Amazon, whatever you got. But yeah, we got some really great stories in the news. Here, as promised, a couple guys that actually started Monster. And I got to tell you, to be able to come up with a really decent product, even in even if it's a prototype, one thing that's great because it's one thing to actually get all your stuff approved and all that stuff, be able to actually to get on paper, all right. Yeah. That's him. DMX right there. Yeah, that was a nice studio to work for back then. Shit, then the deadlines and commitments. And yeah, that'll make anybody, need some help real fast. Faster than most people think. It's like a constant wait. Prince talks Prince Rogers Nelson, the artist formerly known as Prince, talked a lot about that. I mean, we don't know what it's like to be under that kind of pressure. So for any ninja making it through the maze and finally, coming back to themselves is a real good thing. So here are these two guys, right? Check them out. Check it out. There they go. That's the guys that created the first products for Beats. All right, and their new products, it says in the magazine, if you want to read it, check it out, memesIT.com. That's MEEMS, IT.com, and click on the tab or the link that says Flip Mag, and you can catch up really quick and find out what's happening in technology because we're constantly, it's amazing. But it's easy, and you can have a Flip Mag too. just go to flipmag.com and you can start one for your team, your church, your club, your dance troupe, your twerker, big up twerk team, right? Whatever it is, Girl Scout cookies, car wash. I know all your moms be pimping out your daughters for them ducats. And yeah, I seen the moms out there too. You have too. You seen the moms out there. You seen them out there. You seen them out there. They in the corn. They off in the cut. Most of the time. But sometimes if they milfs, then they out there on the street. On the stroll, if you will. Big up to my cousin Spike Lee, allegedly. Really admire all the things that he's continuing to do. I mean, it's hard to get out of the crap. I mean, in other ninja news, you heard it first from your man at memesit.com. Jay-Z and that whole attack in the elevator allegedly was brutal. I mean, you don't wear a tux to fight, right? And they were dolled up. So, that's in the news. There's a whole bunch of ninja news. Like Dr. Dre is up in this piece. Let's see. Beats successfully with Jimmy. Successfully doing it. But, like I said, you got these two guys, right? So, what's the real story? Well, check it out at memesit.com. I mean, I think it's a good story. I think that both of those companies and those organizations, or all three of them, really, just three, right? Or more, maybe some we don't even know about. Private. Silent partners, stuff like that. But here are the guys that actually, got it all off the ground successfully. And they don't look like the type of guys that would do it. And that's more to the point. All you text, men and women, young gentlemen, young ladies, is something to take a look at. So let's get right to the red light rush in just a few moments. But for now, this is the pre-show because traffic isn't really hot and heavy yet. It's only 12:47 in Santa Fe, New Mexico, the oldest city in the nation. All of you people around the world that are viewing these videos and streams live on Google, just want you to know that you can do it too. DMX, that's right. Fix It Friday. All right. Yeah. Uh-huh. What? So it's banging. It's still banging. DMX. I mean, you had a lot of good people work on this, man. Y'all just don't know. But check it out for yourself. I mean, that's Def Jam doing it. It's a real nice studio. That's where a lot of hits. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the man right there. That's a nice studio, Def Jam. Yeah, Rough Riders, big ups. Well, check it out. Right now, we're going to give you some traffic. If you're at a red light and you actually get a chance to see this, let us know. This traffic report is brought to you by Santa Fe Computer. You can check them out. Go to santafecomputer.com. And they have IP service now. So they're another local source to get a great deal on your IP. Congratulations to Steve and Jason and all the gang over at Santa Fe Computer. It looks like the usual suspects on a Friday. What are you going to do? Over here at the airport, over here at the, just that, by the mall and all that, you got some, you know, normal activity. Looking good, I would say, for a Friday. You got to know that you're not going to make it through these lights. For lots of reasons that I won't go into right now. But this is not normal activity. So over by the movie house and all those eateries that are in that little mall over there, you got lots of traffic. This is Friday, and Fix It Friday. If you see anything in your neighborhood that needs fixing, speak up. Use 311-611. Let the city know so they can save money by fixing stuff before it gets worse. But over here, you're looking at Siler and Cerritos, and if you're over there, you know that it's slow going. And the force is out in force, Santa Fe's finest, and lots of traffic stops today. So if you actually get stopped for DUI, I would suggest calling Adobe Interlock. Adobe Interlock, no down payment. They'll give you your Drager system and get you back on the road after you get some paperwork done. And you can give them a call and find out all about that over at Adobe Interlock. Chris or Jared, you can reach them at 505-438-2757. That's 505-438-2757. A little bit of weather, 66 degrees. We're supposed to, let me reload that. We're supposed to get a little bit hotter than that. Okay, so 67 is the temperature right now. It looks like Saturday will be nice, 79 degrees. We'll see if we make it. Back to the traffic. If you're heading down to the crossroads, St. Francis and Cerritos, and if you ever had to sit there, you know why. It's called the crossroads. You got pretty good traffic right now. It's not exactly bad. However, as you pass up the School for the Deaf and you go on out of our fair city, you're going to hit every light. You got it? Don't even try it. You're going to hit every light. Just forget about that. But downtown's looking all right. Got the usual suspects. However, there must be some sort of incident over here because this is a little bit unusual. As you're crossing over by the Rio Grande, if you're headed that way, stop. Just take the first parking space around the plaza because this is a real busy time right now. Take some time and enjoy a cool beverage. Hopefully one that is totally natural with nothing else in it. Save yourself $10,000 or $20,000 and stay sober in New Mexico. And if you'd like to know more, go to Google and Google New Mexico History DUI, and you will find out why the laws are so strict here. So a lot of good people had to perish for us to get to this point. But just know that the force is out. And if you're in Espanola, please, please, please contact us, or get your little nephews or cousins, your primos, your primas, to help you. If you have a car club, now is the time. All right, and you guys in Espa, much love to you. I lived there. I was a resident, and I know just how I adored the town. I really do like Espanola, and they are profitable. They just need to come together in some form. Not everybody, because you ain't gonna be able to get everybody together in no situation or city or town, but enough of them to understand that they have something to sell. And it's called lowrider capital of the world. A lot of the older New Mexicans don't really like that title. They think it's negative. But look at Roswell is doing excellent, and they don't need any money. They're not asking for any loans, or they're not asking for any handouts, if you will, because they have a certain amount of independent wealth, and it is due to the marketing of whatever you want to call it. If it's sci-fi, or everybody has their own opinion after they visit the UFO museum. Case in point, if you have a small town, you can do Google Hangouts for your car clubs, your car shows, and good news. You can do it for 8 hours now. You can broadcast on a phone, a tablet, a cheap USB camera with a cheap scrapper laptop. It doesn't even matter. It's all about the internet connection. So I'm here at Memes IT. I have not purchased the business line yet. It costs a whole lot of money. You don't even want to know. It costs a whole lot of money that I'm not willing to invest at this moment, but that doesn't mean that won't change. But if you, I don't have the best connection. I have the lowest connection that you can possibly have on a naked data line. Okay? So I'm not using anything else with that connection. It's just a straight connection. And it's only, it's less. It's 0 point. Between 0.2 and 0.8 or 9 or something like that. I think it's 8. If you round off the other digit, then it becomes 9. But that's really low speed, up speed. And I'm broadcasting successfully. And I don't have really high-end equipment. I'm using scrapper laptops. And you can do it too. And if you have a phone, you could do it with a phone. You could do it with a tablet. Anything. And you guys need to get together so that you can show off a little bit of what you know and how you put these cars together that everybody loves. I mean, that's a hell of a title, man. Lowrider capital of the world. Who wouldn't love that? They would kill for that, to have that title in California. And California's doing just great. All their car clubs are successful. All of them. As long as when drugs and alcohol is not in it, it really takes off. You have some really nice car clubs in California. I'm not trying to say that they're not, but they don't have the title lowrider capital of the world. I mean, that it has its own brand on it. You don't have to think hard. You don't have to have a really smart person to know that that's marketable, and that you guys can be doing much better, I think, or as equally better than Roswell, because you're a major hub. A lot of people have to travel through your town, and that could be dollar revenues for you guys. I mean, and you could help. You could be a part of that with your car clubs, or you could make anything and say and put a stamp on it, Espanola approved, or it's got the Espanola Lowrider Capital stamp of the world on it. So, how much is that worth? I think that's packaging. I think you can market that. I think that city can come up and be a better city. I think all cities can, but not every city has that title, and that's awesome. I think that it can work. So if you need a little bit of instruction, I'm trying to put videos out as often as I can between fixing people's computers and trying to. I'm doing most of the productions on my end. I get a lot of advice, but I'm doing most of everything. And anybody could, as long as you know what to do, what button to push here, there on that program. I mean, it can be a snap. It can be as easy or as difficult as you want it to be, but anybody can do it. And I would get your family together and say, hey, let's do a hangout, and you can learn from them. Trust me, they know more, or they could be a great help. I mean, if you work on a computer at your job, you know that you're doing the same things over and over. You probably know you probably know a lot of different programs, and you know that they all kind of meld together. You click here or there, you go here to find that, and most people do. But these youngsters, I tell you, they can still teach you a thing or two as well, and you can teach them some things. And it could be a family event, but that could be a practice, you know, and that could lead to bigger and better things. You just constantly build on the little knowledge that you have, and the next hangout will be even better. And then you can say, okay, we're going to get these type of lights this time, so we have better lighting. And trust me, I'm not the one. I'm not the one that should be giving anybody advice about lighting, okay? Because I struggle with lighting all the time. I mean, I think I know something, and then the slightest thing can throw off the whole scene. So I kind of given up. I know that sounds a little like I'm copping out, but you're in the red light rush with kShaun with memesIT.com, and you're looking pretty good out there, in my opinion, going from state to state. All right. So if you actually caught this at a red light, let us know. I hope that you get to, let's see if we can make it a little better. See if we can make it a little better right here by giving you a better picture to look at of the traffic around you. That might help your decision making as you travel. If you're at a red light, hopefully. A lot of people have computers in their cars now, so you know they can check this out and move on. Get a little traffic. They got all kinds of gadgets now, but a little entertainment never helps. Never hurt. Well, maybe it never helps. But if you're going from state to state, as you can see, it's not too bad. There's something really bad in Phoenix in Arizona. But other than that, if you're just traveling state from state, I don't even want to go into that. That's not my department. It's not my section. That's not my set. But I like to give you a good idea of what's happening, and you can see a lot better than I can tell. So it makes it really easy just to be able to show you, you know, that things are okay. You got some of the usual suspects. I'm telling you, the force is out in force, and everybody should be on your best behavior, because we're at a really pivotal time right now. As far as we get new cameras, though. Everybody's getting new cameras. Yay! Christmas in May. I think most departments have already ordered, so that's going to help. Especially when we can just automatically have the cameras come on, you know. Especially because if you listen, I listen to broadcast all the time through my phone. There's an app for that on your phones, and I use KOB4 because big ups Steve Stucker, great show today, man, and all week really. Steve's my favorite weatherman. I can actually sit and listen, because he doesn't just, it doesn't sound the same, you know, it doesn't sound monotone for 10 minutes. So he actually comes on and off, and it's very nice to have somebody like that do the weather, because I can't stand. I would rather have a guy that would just, you know, if they said, and to Shaun for weather, and I said, it's gonna rain or it's hot. I don't want to, you know, I don't want a 10-minute weather, but Steve makes it bearable. So thank you, Steve Stucker. And you can get a KOB app. They have a lot more apps if you get the KOB app. And one of them I use through their network is Police Radio. And I listen to a lot of stuff, but I can tell you there's a lot of traffic jams right now because of the police presence, and there should be a little slowdown. There shouldn't be exact stops, and you know, I shouldn't see red for days like right now. You know, if everybody's doing the speed limit, knowing that you're not gonna get through all the lights, that's just not gonna happen. Not in this town. So if you're visiting, thank you for spending money with us. Right over at St. Mike's, it looks exceptionally bad. You know, if you're on Cerrillos and you're headed to St. Michael's, be expected. You might as well stop right in there to Dion's, get you a nice cold Coca-Cola or an iced tea, or they have some fancy tea there too, I think. But get you a slice of pizza or a pizza. But here's what it looks like. Here's what it boils down to. Siler, you know the usual suspects there. You're going to have traffic. And then as you come up, It looks like all of St. Michael's is just really come to a crawl on both sides of the road. So be aware that that's going to be a traffic jam if you're headed that direction. And even over off Siringo, there's still traffic. And Z Road, it's looking better because they're either you're headed out of town or if you're on those roads usually. But we can kick it on over here to Vegas. And as you can see, if you're headed to Vegas, it looks pretty good. Looks like there's some construction or something down here. It's a little slow. Looks like on the eastbound. No, on the westbound side. And on the eastbound side over at Santa Fe. Okay, let's see what this is here. For some reason, there must be a speed trap here because it's not that slow where there's an accident or anything. So be aware that that's there, whatever it is, and stay sober. Save yourself 10, 20, 30,000, easy. Just stay sober. Trust, if you're visiting, you're going to appreciate this because you don't have to be drunk. It's under the influence. That's debatable, and it depends on how much money you have, or your mama, or your meemaw, or your mama has. You understand? That all depends. Yes, there is justice. There is justice, and you can have it. Can be yours, but you can avoid all that and just stay sober. It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it. Trust me. You could do a whole lot with $30,000, couldn't you? Time. And there's Albuquerque, the big city, if you will, around these parts. And Central is on lock. Central is on lockdown, as it should be. It's usually how it is. It's Friday. Right? Apparently everybody is off work. Or people just decided to take some of that good old PTO. Making the PTO, you working so hard you don't forgot you got PTO. You feel like a one-footed Kunta Kinte right about now. And it's Friday though. The rest of this weekend is yours. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with no, never mind. I'm sorry. Never mind. I digress. But as you can see, it looks good getting to the city, the big city, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then if you park the car as soon as you get into town, just park it. Just take it to a lot. I think it's something like $4 or $5 a day. You won't have to worry about it. Just, take a bus into town or, whatever. Get a cab, use a taxi. Use them. They're there. They're there for a very good reason. But everything looks normal in the big city. And if you're coming in and around or rounds about this way out west in the high desert, New Mexico, just be prepared. That's why we call it the red light rush, folks. I'll give you a little bit of weather. Overnight, 43 degrees. And into Saturday, where the high will be 79, allegedly. And as we go over night, 46 degrees into Sunday, which should be pretty nice, partly cloudy. And we'll start a slight cooling trend, however. Monday is supposed to be totally sunny with a high of 77 degrees. So, in the news, Ninja News, or people that make a lot of money news, and that happen to be these shades of humans. There's lots of money going down, and congratulations, you can be a part of that in some form or fashion. But these guys getting a lot of credit right now, and so are these guys. I think these guys win. The original, that's the founders of Monster, and what you see in Beats is is a lot of their work. So they made it all happen, and it's a nice story. And I think that these gentlemen actually win in the long run because apparently they live fiercely. They are committed to their ideas, and somehow through their character and their good habits, they are still allowed to continue. They've made it to high peaks, and they can still continue in business. It's a nice story. Check it out, memesIT.com. I think that Dr. Dre wins too, and Jimmy Iovine win too. But after all, they are just selling their product, and they're probably going to make a good amount of fortune out of this. It will be most auspicious as well. However, these two guys are still going to need someone to help them with product. So who wins here? They're actually, they're on the market, and they're looking on the market as well. You have to have a plan B for every plan. There has to be another plan, and that's one of the definitions of success is a series of well-laid plans carried out continuously. So if you get good at planning, whatever you're doing, especially if you love it, you don't have to worry about the success part, because the rest of it is all as a byproduct, really. And if you really enjoy doing that, like these fellows actually do, because it's in their character, you don't have to ask them. You can see what they do and know who they are, and you can tell that they're addicted, or they're all the way sold into working, man. I mean, they get an idea and push, and that's a high level of being and moving, and they just got a lot of practice at it. They've been practicing, and now it's going to be a payoff, and I think it's a payoff for these guys because they actually came up with the product, and you can read that story. There's tons more, and you can have your own flip mag. Go to flipmag.com. Flipboard.com, and you can have your own magazine for whatever you do, whatever you find important in your life. Share with people, have other people's input on your magazine. So you're going to really like it. It's not hard. It's very easy to get through. But we got tons in the news. Net neutrality is hot. It's on fire, but there are no solutions. There's no solutions. It's just a bunch of talk, as usual. So, and finally, someone's asking the questions. What about what we gonna do? What we gonna do about it? All right. There's a lot. That sounds great, but what's the plan? Let's make it happen, Captain. And that's what people want to know now. What's the plan then? We already know what's up. So, at memesIT.com. You can go to the Morning Hash magazine and get caught up in what's happening in the world of tech right now. So, I want to say, some of these, I use musical apps. I don't know about you. Do you use musical apps? I think they're fun, but I'd rather have more powerful output. But if you get an idea, you can just save it, make it real quick and save it, and then when you get to your whatever machine you have deemed the studio, then you can you can even upload it and then start working with it, or just play it and then make it happen on studio. But there's more and more of these type of apps, and they're getting better and better. Check them out, and usually don't cost very much. Some of them are free. I remember getting some on some old Nokia phone. There was a program that was kind of cool. I made a couple songs, but just for fun. No big deal. No big deal at all. But so you may have been around one of the episodes that we talked about muting and the ability to mute people, and people get upset, and this whole net neutrality thing. We have to remember that the internet, we're privileged. We don't own the internet, and if you Google or go to Eli, Big Brother Eli, the computer guy, go to his site .com. I think episode 341, I believe. I think he just nails it. The history of 110% correct of how it was created and everything. But you can Google it for yourself. And I heard some really smart advocate people say really bad things that were untrue about the internet, and I won't comment any further on that. But you should know the truth, how it was designed, and you have to know that you're just a privileged rider on the net. You'll never own. No one really is. Well, some people, if you have enough money, you can own a small portion, but you gotta have a lot of money. But otherwise, if you're paying an ISP, like they have to, like the big guys have to do, you have to realize it's not yours. If you're paying for it, it's not yours. Period. If you have to pay for it, it's not yours. If you pay for it and own it at one time, then it's yours. You know what I'm saying? But if you're paying for a service, that's not your service. You can pay. You can rent it, borrow it, whatever. It's not yours. So it's like it's not yours. It's not theirs either. That's the whole point. And being censored. So right now, if you have an account, at any time you can be muted, or some of your content can be edited because it's not yours. It's like when you go to work, you know it well. All that equipment, all that stuff in there is theirs. Everything is theirs, and it's their right to surveil it, to protect it, if you will. Just like it's your right at wherever your stuff is. So you have to know that to go forward from not knowing anything about the internet, or not a lot about the internet, and that's cool, because that's fine. You were off doing other stuff, but now that it's so intertwined in all of our lives, everybody's. I mean, Jay-Z. I feel so bad because I'm glad that he didn't deck that little woman. I mean, he showed such good character, and thank God for that big bodyguard that was able to hold that woman. You guys don't know. If you don't know what a woman's fury is like, that's a small glimpse of what a woman. They say women are weak and all that bull crap. bull crap. Women that know can, and once you know, you can never go back. Once they know how to fight, or the vengeance. And I don't want to demonize women at all. I think women are beautiful. Absolutely, all of them, every one of them. That's right. That's right. Every one, all in their own way, every woman is beautiful. It doesn't mean that women are weak, because the beautiful things don't have to be weak, and they're not, as the world was able to find out. But meekness, being strong enough in Ninja News to not to be able to control reflexes, temper, and all that. Because I think she was so vicious, or that's the wrong word. She was so emotionally charged. Well, that's not right either. It's totally. I don't know how you can be PC about it. Big up to Spike Lee for being able to do that all the time, almost all the time. Spike, cutting Spike. Allegedly, my cousin. I think so, but most of our people think that we have Indian, Cherokee, and at some point somebody's actually had some paperwork. I still can't verify, because I've never beholden the data. Data. That's what we need. Must have more data to process. I don't know if he really is, and I don't know if we really have Indian in us. So I don't even really talk about it. And I think the proper thing is native, because this is their land, all that good stuff. Big ups to the governor of Pewaukee and his lieutenant governor. Good people. His nephew, Renee. Is that his nephew? Cousin? Nephew? I think it's his nephew. Yeah, that's his nephew out there on Pewaukee. Pewaukee. Some, I only know slang English. I don't really know how to speak anything else. But if you like music, here's a nice app. You can check that out, memesIT.com. Big announcement coming up from Microsoft Tablet, or from Microsoft, about one of their tablets on May 20th. So tune in or set a reminder, because it's a world event, from my understanding. I may be wrong. I'll ask some people over at Black Eye IT Productions. Let me know about that. TechCrunch. Yeah, Daryl Etherington. Yeah, so some big announcements. Go check that story out. If you have one, they say it's a good investment. If you don't want to go the Apple route, or if you don't necessarily know how to use, and don't be upset about or embarrassed by that. I mean, some people work better with different designs and programming, interface, and all that good stuff. It's not always perfect anyway. Even if you know how to use it, you still might not even like it. So, but it's worth a test. I mean, you get 14 days most places, allegedly. Don't quote me on that. But individual stores have different days. Some have 3 days. Some have 14 days. Some have 7 days. It depends on what store. But you can always buy stuff and take it back. This is just a friendly reminder from your neighborhood ninja, Shaun at memesIT.com. You can buy things. You have a power in your pocket you don't even know about. We usually go shop and just buy it, and we just, whether we like it, we keep it, or some of us sell it. But very few people actually do anything about it. It just sits in a closet somewhere, right? But what all the banks, what all the companies are, all these credit card commercials that you're seeing, they want, even if you fail, they don't care. They're still going to get paid. Even if they get a little bit of money for a little bit of time. If you know anything about financing, if you can hold a certain amount of money in a bank account for a certain amount of time, that's valuable. And companies will let you keep your money with them, but they're actually using your money. And then the sad part that nowadays is banks charge you for your money that they're using to make more money. That doesn't add up. But that's the reality in the North America. And that's usually the way it works, unless you get smart and you specifically go after your own type of banking off the path of the mainstream, because the mainstream just wants easy peasy, swipe it and go, buy it, But here's one of the things that most people don't take advantage of that I'm inviting you to take, because I do it all the time. And I'm going to start making videos of that to let you know, to show you new products and stuff like that, and to prove my point. Because I've never recorded it. I think I recorded it one time. But I took it back because I didn't like it. And you can do that too. You don't have to settle. You have a certain amount of time though. So, and that's good news, because before, not too long ago, you couldn't open something in computing and take it back. And some of the bigger stores, they would say, no, you've already damaged it. There were certain products at a certain time in the history of those big stores that were really bad. But nowadays, everything's great because everybody wants your money. Any amount of money they can get from you. It's tight out there. It's real tight, babe. Shaboing boing. But I said all that to say, here's a great priced product that your family, you can afford. And you might enjoy it. And we talked earlier about the Apple finally coming down on the price, and it's lower than ever. You can get a mini pad for next to nothing, and the quality is really real good. It's got Wi-Fi on it, and it was $1,000 at Christmas or something like that. So to come down such a far, that's great. Look for that. Check that story out. And go buy it. And if you don't like it, take it back. Then go to another store or buy something else at that store. Try it. If you don't like it, take it back, and you still have that capital. It's in your wallet. And this is what companies do with your money that they borrow from the bank. They put on another market as collateral for something else. I mean, that's how finance works in a nutshell, allegedly. Just a friendly reminder from your neighborhood ninja, kShaun, memesIT.com. So you got to know that Xbox One is going to dominate the market in video game consoles, and they've agreed to unbundle. Please check that story out, because you can spend an awful lot of money, amount of money, for your home entertainment. Hopefully, you make a choice, like everybody should make a choice. Either you're going to have, or you can split it up, but you have to make a decision on your income, your amount of money that you can put aside for your family entertainment. Either you're going to be going out all the time, or you're going to spend that money in house. Or you're going to go to the movies, or you're going to wait for it to be on DVD and have movie night, or something like that. You have to come up with that. But you can save yourself a lot of money by getting one of these consoles, I can tell you, because they have the latest hardwired internet connection, and which everything that you do on it, like watch movies, watch TV shows, or use the internet, because a lot of people don't even want a computer, because they'd rather just use a console. Well, you can save your money that way, and you can share data and files and movies and pictures with your family all in one place, and that's kind of like the future of computing, really, because that's what we're doing with our computers. Or you can spend a lot more money, not too much more, really, but you can have something that looks sort of like a UPC, a electric backup, but it's actually a server for your movies, your pictures, and all that stuff. However, one is going to be faster than the other at pulling data and sharing it with several people at one time, and some in the physical location, and some down the road or in another state or another city, and all of that it depends on how much you want. So if your family's not doing all that high-end sharing, because like a lot of college football teams actually do this now, they have parties, they have cyber parties and real parties all at the same time, and everybody sees everybody. It's crazy. It's great. It's never been a better time to be alive, in my opinion, as far as being able to share in each other's lives at a moment's notice. That's awesome. We didn't have that not too long ago. It wasn't like that, and there was a void, hence grunge music. Kurt Cobain in the gang. Rest in peace, Kurt Cobain. But Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, all right? They wasn't just they was playing what was happening. It seemed, or what they felt, what was coming through them as artists. It just came out, and it was great. But it was what it was grunge. And they had a real right to feel that way, and it came out in their music, and that's what came through at the time. But this is a really good time, because at that time it was every man for himself. What was it, 90, 91, I don't know, 92, 93, 94, 95? It was a real hard place to be on the planet. And those of us that chose to stick around, I think that it's even better, because now we're more connected, whereas everybody was so distant from each other. It was such a cold world. There's only a few people that were really your friends, and everything else was for show, and it really came out in their music back in the 90s. But now, sharing with family has never been easier. So grandmama's birthday or the first birthday can be shared with everybody at the same time for no cost other than what it costs for you to have an internet connection from your ISP, whoever your internet service provider might be, and a very basic equipment, nothing really extravagant, without a really extravagant data line to upload with. So I'm using the lowest of the low on a naked data line, and it's not very much. So it's not very much. And it's not very fast. It's got a nice download speed, And I know you with the mathematics. I know I'm going to hear from all the techs. You do a certain kind of formula, and you get a what's known as the real speed, the accurate account of what's happening. But I digress. But yeah, you can do these things, and it's up to you how much money you spend on it. So you have Xbox One. The original rollout had this thing. I don't think it's really going anywhere. I think they're going to have a redesign because it's another thing. They have to plug it in and all that. The future is bright for them on that end. They don't have to worry. But they originally rolled it out with the attachment on top, the Connect, and now you have a choice. You can actually choose not to have the bundle and save a little bit of money if you're not interested in having a Connect. So they call it the Connect Free version. So it's being offered at $3.99. So some of those servers are about $400 or $500 as well, and you can pretty much do the same thing. I'm really excited. I can't wait to try the Fire TV Amazon and see how that works out, because that's a entertainment system. If you're going to be doing a lot of traveling this year, going camping, or taking the grand tour, if you will, of the United States, of our fine country here, we think so anyway. We want more people to come. We don't want walls. We want more people to come and enjoy and become Americans as possible. That's what I think. Most of the people that I know aren't against people coming here at all, and it's a shame that it appears that that's what we want as a people, but that's not exactly true at all. So we feel that the more people get a chance to express themselves and be in a place where they don't have to have this thing that's pressing down on them to make them under duress, then they can actually really feel free. And I know it sounds crazy, and I know we have our problems, but everybody's got their problems. Every country, you can go to another country you want to. I would suggest visit first. Please travel. It's a great education. You may come back to the place in which you dwell currently, and decide, man, I got it made. This is great. But you don't have to go far. You don't have to travel far to figure out. Yeah, there's good points. There's good and bad everywhere. So you just have to choose where you want to live. That's all it is to it. But we have been sending stories. In case you want to know, you can check this out at memesit.com anytime and get caught up and see what's happening. So let's take another look at traffic. Looks like, again, in and out of the state looks great. Everything's looking pretty good. And you got to know, when you get to Santa Fe, you're going to have some serious issues. So we saw some traffic. You're not going to make it through every light, hence the show Red Light Rush. We thought about calling it Haul Ass to the Red Light, but I don't know. That sounds too intimidating, challenging, and we didn't want to challenge anybody. So we call it the Red Light Rush, because we want you to know that it's by design that you're going to hit almost all of those lights. You're going to get stopped at almost every one of them, especially at the high point of the day of traffic. And it's by design. It's a matter of flow. So flow in has to have by the time that it gets to one section of the map, there has to be time for that other traffic to be able to come through too, and make all the turns into all the places that people are going. A lot of people, I can tell you, are just traveling through. They may stop for gas or something to drink, some water, some refreshment, but I can tell you for sure they're usually just trying to get out of town. But it's Friday, and you made it, and it's going to be your weekend in just a few short hours. Out at airport, looks like you got the same usual suspects. All these red streaks right here indicate usually a traffic popo, the robotic type. That's high-tech stuff, man. I wish I had one of those. But usually they put out the feelers because that generates revenue for our city. And if you choose to go over the speed limit, I would suggest not doing that. But as you can see, it's the usual suspects over at Cerrillos and Rodeo, or a lot of folks say Rodeo Road, which the rodeo is coming up in June, as usual, every year, as it has for 40 some odd years now. Is that right? Something like that. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We get the grandstand tickets. We pay, I think it's $10 more, but it's a little bit nicer than sitting directly in the sun. And it's right next to the section we usually sit in is right next to the handicap section. It's usually, and there's special seating arrangement for people that have medical reasons to need better accommodations. It's right next to there, and there's a smoking section right behind the grandstand, and a little fenced-off area all its own every year. Keep the smoke away from the people that can't handle it. So over here, as you head up, as you come up, you're going to run into some real slow traffic headed up north, Cerrillos, over by Bios and Natural Grocers. There must be a stop or an accident right there. One of these days, we're going to get some cameras up. We need to get some permission first, but we're going to get some cameras up, and we'll be actually able to, because there's no cameras in this town. There's cameras, but they're just not turned on. No one's hosting the site for them. We can't get access. In Houston, H-Town, big ups, the Trill and all the South Side, all that good stuff, North Side, they have a camera system all around every street. Transtar.com, I think, is where it's at. Transtar has a really good system, and Houston didn't even have to pay for it. I thought that was great. But you have total access to all their cameras, and we don't have any access here in Santa Fe. Not yet. We will, I promise. Oh, as long as I'm here, I'm going to work on making that happen. I'm not promising that it'll happen. Allegedly, I'm gonna try to bring some awareness to it, because I think it helps when people can see the traffic, just like all those other officials, City Councilman Johnson and Mayor White, big up, all that good stuff. They know, and all over, man. University of Houston, HCC, North, South, West, East Side, all those institutions helped out, and it helps all of them too. So you get to Siler, and you know you're going to have a nice little slowdown right there. Looks like it got a little bit better in just a few seconds. So as you come up Cerrillos headed north, you get to St. Michael's. Looks like traffic's gotten a lot better than it was just 30 minutes ago. So that's good news. Because now, what you're going to have is there's just a little shopping center at Ace is over here, and what's that? Supercomputer is over there as well, and so that little entrance gets a lot of traffic, a lot more than usual on a Friday. And as you head up, you get to St. Francis, and you know it's looking good. That's the normal suspects. And you get to Agua Fria, you know that's normal. But they're at the crossroads. Let's go back to the crossroads real quick. Cerrillos and St. Francis. It looks like on the northbound side, right at the crossroads, is a nice slowdown, and there shouldn't be. It shouldn't be down to a cross, so there may be something happening there. Know that. But usually you're going to have to get stuck at that light anyway. That's not anything special. That's not any special news. Usual suspects, really. And as you get around the plaza, you're looking good. Agua Fria down to Guadalupe till you get to the intersection there, and it slows down. And there are some traffic robots out here too sometimes. Be aware. But as you know, Paseo de Peralta over here, over by West Alameda, Marcy and all that, right before you get to Girls Inc., and there's a couple museums up by Canyon Road, you know you're going to have traffic. So as you go around, and there's still that, as you cross North Guadalupe, you know that there's going to be traffic as well. A lot of stop signs. But as you head out past the National Cemetery, you're going to run green, green, green all the way. Looks like you get up the hill over by Tesuque Village. It's looking pretty straight if you can make it up that long slope. And usual suspects, a little bit of traffic, not too much. Nothing stopping. And then you get over here by, what's this? Powake? Is that Powake? Yeah, Powake. Governor of Powake. Lieutenant Governor. Out here at Toa Golf. Renee's out there on the course probably right now. Big ups, Renee. And, yep. Over there, looks like there's a problem off of Cities of Gold. Cities of Gold, the Gold Road. Looks like there's some presents. Maybe an accident. Over at Nambe. As you head out, though, nice and green. Headed all the way up to Espanola. Looking good. As you head out of town, across the Rio Grande, should go, what's that, Alcalde? Big up Steve and Alcalde. Should head up that way. Or you could be headed to Taos. I don't know. You might take 291 or 68. But there's Espas looking good. Hope everybody acts right. Act like they have some sense out there in Espanola, lowrider capital of the world. Yeah, looking real good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lake Abiquiu. That's going to be real nice. Well, you did it. You made it. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. I hope you do something that you love to do. I hope you take some time with your family because, you know, it could be important. Be conscious of what they're downloading, what kind of apps they're using. Everything is traceable. Trust me. Take it from me. Your friendly neighborhood ninja, kShaun, memesIT.com. Thanks. If you liked the show, hit like. If you didn't like the show, leave us a comment either way. Thanks for viewing, and check us out again. If you like to find out how to do something, check out our list of videos. We'll have more. Thanks for checking it out. Have a good weekend. Catch you on the flip. What else can I say? Sayonara. Arrivederci. Ciao, Bella. Chin-don. Au revoir. Later. Alligator. I can't go on.